Hi, this is Michelle Kasky from Homeschool-Your-Boys.com, and today I want to talk to you about 4 ways that you can make homeschooling easier. I've been homeschooling my boys for over 14 years, and let me just be honest with you, some years have been a lot harder than others. Part of the reason that some years are harder is because I just happen to be in one of those stages where my boys are at a difficult age. And believe me, I know how that feels, and it can be hard. But sometimes, let's be honest, us moms make things harder than they need to be. So in this video, I want to share 4 tips that I have learned over the years that have helped my homeschool journey to be a lot easier. The first tip is to have at least a rough idea of what you want to teach your kids each year. Now, I am not one of those people who say that you should have a strict and rigid schedule that you should follow every week and every day. I think that makes homeschooling very hard, and it doesn't take advantage of the flexibility that we have as homeschoolers to be able to let life happen and to be able to roll with the punches a little bit and to be able to enjoy educating our children. But there can be too much of a good thing, okay? So if we just fly by the seat of our pants, that's even more stressful, because then we start worrying about, are we doing enough? And we start worrying about gaps. And every single day we have to think, what am I going to teach today? Instead of having an idea of what you're going to teach that day. So make sure that you're at least doing your planning on a weekly basis so that you know what basic amount of information you want to cover each week. And then when you're doing your planning, please either do it on the computer or use pencil, because if you have some beautiful planner and you have it all written in pen or marker and it's all just amazingly beautiful, life is going to happen and you're going to have to scribble stuff out. You don't want to have to do that. So keep it easy on yourself. Use pencil or print things off day to day. And I've actually talked about the way I do my simple homeschool planning in some other videos, and I will link to those in the description for this video in case you're interested in seeing how I do our weekly and yearly homeschool planning. Another way to keep homeschooling easy is to follow rabbit trails. If your kids are interested in something enough that they ask you about it, that is the perfect time to teach them about it. Go ahead and find out whatever it is that they're interested in. Answer those questions instead of putting them off and telling them that you will look into it or they can look into it down the road after they're done with their math or they're done with their reading. When they're actually asking the questions, that is the perfect time to stop what you're doing and find out the answers. Because honestly, that day down the road will never come when you're going to be able to look those questions up if you don't do it right away. And I know for me, I get stressed out if I have all these things I'm trying to remember, and just kind of weighs me down. So instead of having this huge list of things that you want to try to get back to, just do it right then. And that makes things way easier. Another tip for making homeschooling easier is be realistic. Homeschooling is hard. Homeschooling is, if we do it from the very beginning to the very end, it's 12 to 13 years or 14 or more years of teaching each child enough that they're going to be prepared to go out into the world and hold a job. That's a lot of work. So be realistic. Don't feel that you need to compete with Harvard Business School or that you need to try to provide the absolute best education for your child and that every single day is going to be jam-packed with 15 or 20 different subjects, it's not realistic. It's not sustainable, and you are going to burn out, and your kids are going to burn out, and homeschooling is not going to be fun. So be realistic with your expectations, pace yourself, and have fun with it. My last tip for making homeschool easier is to realize it doesn't all depend on us. God has created our kids. He has a unique plan for each of our children, and He's got our back. So to make homeschooling easier, my very top advice is pray. Ask God for wisdom. Ask Him to lead you in this homeschooling journey. Ask Him to prompt you and to push you in the right direction so that you are providing the type of education that He wants you to provide for your children. Also, you are not alone on this journey. There are other homeschool moms. There are co-ops. There are online classes. There are bloggers like me, your husband, your family, friends. There are lots of resources out there that you can take advantage of when it comes to providing an educational experience for your children. And there are also just people out here who want to be there for you, who want to encourage you, who want to go down this journey with you. So please don't feel like you're alone. Please don't feel that it's all dependent on you and that you are juggling everything, and if you drop one thing, it's all going to just explode. It's not true. It's very overwhelming to feel that way, and I think we probably all go through stages when we start to feel like we are failing and we aren't doing enough and we can't keep up. But when that happens, it's important for us to reach out, to ask for help, to delegate things to our families, to our kids, and not to expect so much out of ourselves, and sometimes not to expect so much out of our kids. So anyway, over the 14 plus years that I have been homeschooling, I have found these tips to be extremely beneficial for making homeschooling a little bit easier. And I hope that they will help your journey to be just a little bit easier as well. And if you have any advice that you would like to share about things you have discovered on your homeschool journey that have made things easier, I would love to hear from you. So please leave a comment below and let me know what those things are, and then everyone else can benefit from your wisdom as well. So again, this is Michelle Caskey from Homeschool-Your-Boys.com, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.